G'day ice cream lovers. You may be asking yourself, what is he doing now? Standing up on a ladder in the lab with really not the prettiest of backdrops. But today we're talking about free Wi-Fis. But before we do that, I do want to thank our episode sponsor, which is iRice & Co. Philadelphia based. Look, they're famous for making water ice bases. We use them here at Scoop School all the time. But they also do toppings and fudge and base flavors. Great company, iriceco.com. Just click on the link. You don't need to listen to me yabber on about it. Click on the link, have a look at the website. Some great recipes there. Thank you very much for your episode sponsorship. They say never to film kind of up because it shows all your giblets and your hangy bits. But we're doing this for a reason today, and that's because we're talking about free Wi-Fis. And that comes from a family story where I'm not obliged to say exactly who it was, but an elderly relative was with my wife in England, and they were walking around, I think it was Wimbledon, and this elderly relative said, hey, let's go into this shop, they've got free Wi-Fis. And my wife was like, what are they? Free Wi-Fis, it says in the window. And of course it's free Wi-Fi. Anyway, the question we get, in fact one of the questions we had come through our website, actually I think it was the YouTube channel, was should you have free Wi-Fi? And it's a great question, and I don't think there's a definitive answer for it, but things have changed. One light went out, that's okay, and there's the other one. Okay, so lighting malfunction. Anyway, look, we've been away for a little bit actually. Oldest daughter, not oldest, but second oldest daughter Elizabeth got married in Houston. So you may have noticed a bit of a space between episodes. And to tell you the truth, I think Frank's a little bit upset. We left him here for a week and he's just not playing the game. Thank you, Frank, and apologise for leaving you here at home. Back to free Wi-Fis. Now, I think the process has actually changed in the past, let's say 5 to 10 years. Back in the day where people had to pay for their wireless service or their data, and let's face it, the majority of the people don't have to now. It's kind of in an all-encompassing plan. If you have the majority of your customers that actually do have to pay for data wherever you are watching this in the world, then I would say yes, it's a good function to have. I would have a dedicated guest Wi-Fi. Don't allow people to log on to your own Wi-Fi, your business Wi-Fi. But look, in the grand scheme of things, with so many people now having data available on their phones as part of a plan, it's relatively inexpensive. I don't think it's all that important. Depends on the functionality of what you want to do. Our actual Scoop School office is about 100 meters that way in our facility here. And when we started live streaming and having classes in here, people actually, consulting clients and so forth, do need to log on to the Wi-Fi. And so it did make sense for us to actually put a separate Wi-Fi, separate router in here because we're live streaming and our customers need it. I don't think customers need it in an ice cream shop. And the reason why is that you want your customers to basically come in, have a great time, eat their ice cream, and get the heck out. Because you don't want people sitting in your store, kind of a la Starbucks, with their laptop out, taking up basically table space and doing assignments. Remember that your average spend in your ice cream shop is probably going to be anywhere between $7 and $12. An average spend in a restaurant is anywhere between $20 and $35. So they've got the flexibility to perhaps have their people stay a little longer. You do not in the ice cream business. It's all about volume. It's getting people in and out of the door. So look, I'm leaning towards you don't need it. I think people are going to be there for such a short period of time that they're not going to need to log on. And really, if you've got someone that's studying for university, although you don't want to discriminate, people with good study habits, you don't want them taking up table space for elongated periods of time. What I would recommend is having charging stations. So if you've got those USB plugs and outlets where you can basically just plug a few USB cords into their charging cords, that is a much better boon for you, and people will say, oh hallelujah, I can charge my phone here, than having Wi-Fi. So look, you can have both, but I wouldn't worry about the Wi-Fi. I'd certainly invest in some charging stations because that is what's sorely needed in the world today. So that's a quick overview. I don't think you need free Wi-Fis, but if you offer it, great. Just have a separate separate router or a separate system so they're not accessing your business information or potentially access that. Thank you very much for our episode sponsor, iRice. I can get down off the ladder now, but before I do want to let you know a couple of quick things. You can click on this to subscribe, and I definitely recommend that you would. Down here is a video that I think you're really going to enjoy, and over here, well, that brings you to Scoop School. Come on in. Keep on scooping. See you in the next video.